Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that goes way beyond just keeping your customers happy. We're talking about how to build a literal volunteer marketing army for your business. People so fired up and loyal that they become your biggest champions. So let's get into it. Let's learn how to build raving fans. You know, for years, the big goal in business was just to have satisfied customers. But what if satisfied isn't the goal at all? What if satisfied is just average? What if it's the absolute bare minimum? It's time to aim higher for something way more powerful. Okay, let's just draw a line in the sand right here. On one side, you've got your satisfied customer. They're pretty passive, they might shop around for a better price, and yeah, maybe they'll come back. But on the other side, you've got the raving fan. They are emotionally invested, fiercely loyal, and they don't just come back. Oh no, they bring their friends, their family, everyone. They are your true champions. And let's be really clear. This is not some fluffy, feel-good tactic. This is a cold, hard business strategy. Because when you have fans, you have an organic marketing powerhouse. Think about it. You're spending less money on ads because your customers are doing the marketing for you. It means insane loyalty, incredible brand equity, and yeah, a much, much stronger bottom line. Just look at this number, 5 to 25 times. That's how much more it costs to get a brand new customer than it does to just keep an existing one. So when you create fans, you're not just building loyalty, you're literally building a massive economic advantage right into the core of your business. All right, so we've covered the why. This is so important. Now let's get into the good stuff, the how. At the heart of this whole philosophy is a really simple but incredibly powerful framework to make it all happen. So this term, raving fan, it actually comes from this game-changing business book by Ken Blanchard and Sheldon Bowles. The core idea is stunningly simple. It's all about transforming your customers from just people who buy stuff into enthusiastic promoters who literally cannot help but talk about the amazing experience they had with you. So how do you actually do it? Well, it all comes down to what they call the trio of magic. 3 steps that seem simple but are incredibly deep. First, decide. You have to define your perfect vision for customer service with absolute crystal clarity. Second, discover. You've got to listen, and I mean really listen to understand what your customer truly wants. And third, deliver plus 1%. You meet their expectations, and then you consistently, always add just a little bit more. This quote from Ken Blanchard himself just nails the feeling we're going for: overwhelmed and floored. See, it's not about being good or fine. It's about creating an experience that is so exceptional, so memorable, that people feel this deep internal need to share it with everyone they know. Now, here is a really crucial modern twist on this whole idea. Because in today's world, you can have 2 kinds of vocal customers. You've got your mad fans, who are born out of fury and terrible service, and then you have your rad fans, born from legendary, unforgettable service. Your goal has to be to consciously, deliberately, create the rad ones. Okay, theory is awesome, but let's get practical. How can you actually start building these fans? Like tomorrow. This next section is your blueprint. It's about turning these big ideas into real-world action. So how do you actually do that deliver plus 1% thing? Well, the key is to engineer these small emotional touches that turn a totally standard transaction into a memorable, I have to tell someone about this experience. We call these delight triggers. They're specific moments you design to create surprise and genuine appreciation. Let's make this super concrete. Okay, imagine for a second you run a home renovation company. Your welcome kit isn't some boring folder. It's a beautifully designed renovation journal. And when you hit the halfway point, you don't just send an email update, you send a surprise coffee delivery. See? These are delight triggers in action. And it doesn't stop there. This continues through the entire customer journey. At the end of the project, you give them a home reveal kit that has a framed before and after photo. Then, a year later, out of the blue, they get a handwritten note from you celebrating their happy home anniversary. This is how you build an emotional connection that actually lasts. You know, the power is in these seemingly small gestures. Think about this true story. A hotel staff finds out it's a guest's birthday. On their own, they decide to surprise the family with a cake and balloons in their room. The cost was almost nothing, but the impact? That family now has a story they will tell for the rest of their lives. That hotel didn't just get a good review, they won fans for life. Remember that third step of the framework? Deliver plus 1%? Let's really zoom in on that for a second, because that tiny little addition, that's where all the magic happens. That is the power of strategic over-delivery.
So here's the secret. You have to apply this plus 1% rule strategically. We've all heard of the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of your revenue often comes from just 20% of your clients. So what do you think happens when you consistently over-deliver by just that extra 1% for that specific group? You create your most powerful, your most influential mega fans. And the outcome of all this is a powerful, self-sustaining growth engine. When you create raving fans, customer loyalty just skyrockets, your referral rate explodes, and because your fans are now your marketing department, your customer acquisition costs plummet. It becomes this incredible cycle, and it's all powered by delight. Okay, you've seen the why, you've seen the how. The last and most important step is committing to the mindset. It's about making a shift from just running a business to actively becoming a fan builder. And here's a clear path to get you started, an 8-week action sprint. The first 2 weeks, you just align your team on the vision. Weeks 3 and 4, you build your delight trigger kits. By weeks 5 and 6, you launch your new workflows. And in the final 2 weeks, you integrate it all and start tracking. See, this isn't just theory, it's a completely achievable plan. So let's wrap this up with your final rally cry. First, make your standard of service a non-negotiable obsession. Second, always be asking the right questions. Third, turn that extra 1% into your team's new mantra. And finally, use storytelling. Turn every single fan-building win into a piece of internal folklore that inspires everyone. And that really brings us to the final critical question you've got to ask yourself and your team. In a world that is just packed with noise and options, are you content to just settle for satisfaction, or are you ready to start building fans who can't help but rave about you? The choice is yours.